Welcome everyone, welcome to our kitchen.
Hello. Basically, our whole house is being used as a studio. We have been to the living room, well, to the kids' classroom, the bathroom,
Oh yes,
and now we're in the kitchen.
kitchen.
So, welcome.
My name is Claude.
And my name is Serge.
Thank you for tuning in.
So today we're gonna continue with our conversation. When we started talking about high blood pressure, and we in our first video we talked about the causes, the physiology, the anatomy of the blood vessels and all these things, and why we have high blood pressure. So today we're gonna talk about two natural remedies to take care of the blood pressure. So, welcome to
Well-being makes sense.
What are the two natural remedies we're gonna talk about today?
So in the last video we mentioned the watermelon, and now we added the garlic.
Nice, it's like a nice cake and with the candle on top of it.
Yes.
So let's start by talking about watermelon. What is watermelon?
Watermelon is a fruit because it contains seeds, and we found that it helps with lowering blood pressure. And the physiology behind it is, once you eat the watermelon, it contains amino acids, L-citrulline, and once in the kidney, that changes into L-arginine, and then the end product is nitric oxide.
So basically, the L-arginine is what promotes the nitric oxide. So, and we know that nitric oxide is a very powerful vasodilator. We even use it in when someone's having chest pain in the form of
Nitroglycerin.
So whenever somebody starts complaining of chest pain, the first thought is always give that person a nitro. That's how we like to call it for short. So this compound is naturally produced in our body. So so when you eat the watermelon, that enhance that promote the production of nitric oxide, and the blood vessel dilates and allow the blood to flow more easily. That lead to a reduce in blood pressure.
Another thing that I learned about watermelon is a diuretic. What does that mean? It means that it allows your kidneys to get rid of water, because another component of high blood pressure is because you're retaining a lot of water. So this is a natural diuretic. It makes you pee a lot, removing fluids, therefore also another way of lowering your blood pressure.
Yes. Yeah, so many studies have been done on this. We have some studies that focus on people who are especially overweight and have high blood pressure. So they saw that once they start using watermelon or the product L-arginine or L-citrulline, they see a reduction in the blood pressure, both on the systolic and diastolic level. They also studied the effect of watermelon on postmenopausal women who have high blood pressure. And there's a study that was pretty interesting where they tested it on people to see how people react to it during cold weather. If you don't know, people in cold weather have more heart attack. People have more heart attack in cold weather than in warm weather. And yet, our tendency is to eat watermelon mostly in the summer. So if we start incorporating watermelon in our diet during the winter, during the cold, that will help us to reduce our high blood pressure and prevent and decrease the risk of heart attack. All right. So,
you have a story to share?
yes, as a matter of fact, I do.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like I told you last week, I used to have high blood pressure. You know, since I've started monitoring my blood pressure back around 2004, 2005, I saw my blood pressure going continuously up. You know, from basically the lowest I remember was like 130 over 86, 87. You know, so I was always in that pre-hypertensive bracket. And as the years went by, going to school, studying nursing, you know, that's a lot of stress being added, working while attending college, poor sleep, and all these things, my blood pressure kept on rising. Added to that, our diet, you know, eating all these meat product, so my blood pressure keep rising. Every time I check it, which was most of the time, I'll be checking my blood pressure while I'm in clinical, nursing clinical, you know, and that's not good because the pressure that you have from the teachers, this alone is sufficient to rise your blood pressure. So my blood pressure kept on rising, and about 4 years ago, I went to the doctor, and my blood pressure was, my systolic was close to 160, and my diastolic was well over 90. And the doctor told me that maybe you should start taking medication. I didn't like that idea. I didn't take the medication. I told the doctor, that's okay, I'll be fine. I can take care of my blood pressure. And 2 years passed. I really didn't do anything about it. I did some modification in my diet. I cut some of the meat, you know, the poultry, the red meat, but I was eating a lot of fish, almost 3 times a day. Yeah, you remember that? Making me tuna in the morning. Okay, never mind.
Don't blame me.
So my blood pressure kept. So after 2 years, I went back to a different doctor, and doctor told me, well, my blood pressure was again sky high, well over 140, probably plus 150 systolic, and diastolic was close to 100. And she was telling me about blood pressure medication. I mean, I'm familiar with the doctor. She knows that I'm a nurse, and told the doctor, you know, I'll sit on that. I'll take care of my blood pressure. But this time, I decided to do something about it. So I followed a seminar. I'll put a link to the seminar in the description box. And in that seminar, talking about different aspects of health, they end up talking about high blood pressure and how watermelon is good to reduce high blood pressure. That was the first time that I heard that. So the advice was to go on a 3-day watermelon diet. So for 3 days, you only eat watermelon and drink water, nothing else. I know that sounds harsh, but I decided to take on the challenge. So we welcome here the rest of the team. So I decided to take on the challenge. I knew that I wasn't gonna die after 3 days. So I set up my weekend, Friday to Monday. I checked my blood pressure before starting on Friday morning. It was 146 over 98. For 3 days, I used watermelon. I used the other members of the family also, the watermelon family, you know, cantaloupe and honeydew. What am I trying to say? I don't know. Okay. So, and that's all. I juiced it sometimes. I had it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I juiced it in between and drank water. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I can tell you the hardest day was the first day, Friday. Because my mind was like focused on food. Everybody at my house was eating. Except me. I was just looking at food. And on Monday morning, I checked my blood pressure. Guess my numbers?
117 over 82.
Good guess.
Yeah?
Good guess.
But?
No, that was a good guess.
Okay.
Except the diastolic was a bit lower than that. Yeah, my diastolic was at 76.
Wow.
I never had these numbers before since I've been checking my blood pressure. I mean, I was expecting a little drop, you know, like maybe get back to the 130 over 80 something. That's what my expectation was. But when I check, and I checked both arms, I had to check both arms because it was so unbelievable to me. I checked both arms, make sure that the numbers were right. And ever since I followed my blood pressure has been normal. I also decided to follow the rest of the seminars and apply the other advices that they were giving, talking about switching to a full plant-based diet. Because after recording these results, I realized that I didn't have to live with high blood pressure. So I said goodbye to the fish and I went to a plant-based diet. And since then, my blood pressure has always been normal. In the past 2 years, my highest blood pressure was like 126 over probably like 86. 126 over 8. No, I think 126 over 89, something like that, was my highest blood pressure in the past 2 years. So I have no regret. You know, I said goodbye to the animal product, to the meat. I have absolutely no regret. So you should try. I'm not asking you to go and do it right now. I'm telling you, do your research and put it to the test. See whether it worked for you or not. And I know that it's gonna work for you. So yeah, so this is my story. You know, so I got the information, I researched it, I put it to the test, I got the results, so now I'm sharing this with you. Do the same, put it to the test. 3 days, that may seem hard and harsh, but if I can do it, you can do it too. And the results will be amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
That was a successful story.
Yes, very successful. And I hope that you'll have the same success that I did. So let's move on to our next remedy. This one, you know it pretty well. You have heard about it a lot. The mighty garlic.
Garlic. God created a great thing in this.
Yeah. So what can you tell us about garlic?
What can I say? Garlic, it has antioxidant properties, meaning it fights cancer. It has antibacterial properties, meaning it fights infection. It also, what the main topic is, it can control the blood pressure too. So it has the sulfur components, it has antioxidants we spoke about, antibiotic properties, it has 17 different amino acids, which your body can use to stabilize blood pressure, vitamins, minerals, and this little thing right there. Yes.
Right here.
Very strong thing. So what do you other than blood pressure, things that it does?
Well, we have a whole list here. We are just checking on WebMD, and they said so many things. It's so amazing. So we're just gonna do a quick read of all the things that they listed. Okay, like besides high blood pressure, high cholesterol, prevent coronary artery heart disease, heart attack. What else?
So because of the antioxidant property, it prevents or lowers your risk of getting cancer, such as colon cancer, stomach cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer, cancer that's related to the blood. What else here?
They also talk about reducing your risk of having BPH.
What's that?
BPH is
enlarged prostate.
Yeah. the term is benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH. All right. So we help with osteoarthritis, diabetes, preeclampsia.
Preeclampsia is when you're pregnant women who have high blood pressure problems. You know, the watermelon is very good for it. Very natural remedy without any side effects, and garlic as well.
It helps fight the flu and swine flu, tick bite, mosquito. It's a good mosquito repellent. Let's see what else. Chronic fatigue syndrome, menstrual disorders. Diarrhea, whooping cough, and so many things. Now, we got to put a word of caution here. Not all these claims have been verified. You know, there are some studies that have been conducted on some of them, and they have found that, you know, maybe there's a little bit more hype in there, but still, there's a lot of study that still need to be done on garlic. And we know for sure, in terms of high blood pressure, this works.
Yes.
Yeah. Many studies have been conducted, and they all come to the same conclusion.
So the chemical behind the blood pressure lowering property it's called the allicin. Basically, it also dilates your blood vessel. You know, the decreases the resistance. It causes more mobility, more flexibility in the blood vessel, which reduces the work of the heart, reduces the blood pressure.
Yeah, and also they found that this help fight fat, the bad fat. So when you eat, your digestive system, we all know in the body we have the low, the LDL, you know, which is the bad fat, and the HDL, that is the good fat. And so when one goes up, the other one goes high. So this garlic allow the decrease of the LDL, the bad cholesterol, which promote the increase of the HDL, which is the good cholesterol. So
how do you eat it then? How does one consume it?
The best way they found to consume garlic is to eat it raw, without cooking it. So because once you start heating it, it starts losing some of the property that it has. So the best way is to eat it raw, eat it fresh, and we don't have to eat a lot.
Only half to 1 clove is recommended per day.
But maybe we should show them what 1 clove look like.
Yeah.
That's a head. That's a head, and the head has many cloves in it. So 1 clove is this. So
1 or 2, half of it.
yeah, half of it. So you can peel it. I mean, you have to peel it.
Right.
You have to peel it. So basically, you can put it in your salad, you know, and you eat it, or you can just eat it like this. Just pop it in your mouth and chew it. I know some people don't like the smell. I mean, the smell is also caused by the same by the allicin. So the stronger the smell, basically, it's like the better is it. The better it is, the more potent it is, almost. So you got a fresh garlic, smelling pretty nice, and you can eat it.
I'll take a bite.
And then make sure. Yeah. So basically, you just eat it, and this will you see the benefits of it. Your blood pressure will go down, and this is one of the best natural remedies that you can use. And like we said, these things, the watermelon and the garlic, they are not only good for the things that we are talking about. We are just taking one aspect of these fruits right now, of this ingredient right now. But there's also a lot of other benefits to the body. Like when I was doing the 3 days watermelon fast, also this allowed my stomach to rest. You know, they have all this food that is showing that is digesting all the time, so my stomach get a chance to rest. And not to mention, I didn't get my weight, but I think I lost a few pounds too in 3 days. So burning these bad fats were what was a good thing too. So we have a lot of other health benefits that we can get from these. And these medication, they are not the only 2 natural remedies. There are plenty of others like beets, and what else? At least there are plenty of others that will help lower the blood pressures. And we got to add, to finish, also changing your lifestyle, because it's not just about lowering the blood pressure. It's about keep it low, keeping it within normal limits. You don't want your blood pressure to keep on bouncing up and down. That's not right. And really, this is what we see most people are doing, right? Having blood pressures going up and down. Like they'll take a medication in the morning to lower the blood pressure, and then they go eat breakfast, egg and bacons and milk and coffee, and the blood pressure go back up. So, and for lunch, they have like a burger with double, triple cheese in it. Your blood pressure keep going up. So when you check your blood pressure again at 2 o'clock, you see that your blood pressure is high. So you pop another pill to lower the blood pressure. And then you go have dinner. We have that chicken breast with a couple of broccoli next to it to make you feel good about yourself. Or you have your green for the day, and another cup of coffee, and your and by night time you check your blood pressure, it's high again. So you have to pop another pill. And when the doctor come and check your blood pressure the next day, they say, okay, well, this medication is not working. So they give you more medication for blood pressure. And you find yourself in a cycle, a never-ending cycle, where your blood pressure medication will lower the blood pressure, and you go eat and push and bring the blood pressure back up again.
So basically, we are talking about reversing your disease. Okay, yeah, we take your blood pressure medication, then you have to take it for life. And that's not helping you. That's helping the pharmacy companies. All right, we're talking about reversing, stopping the disease. You're not hypertension. You don't have hypertension for life, and these are natural remedies that are set in place that you can grow in your backyard. You can find farms that grow them organically, and you can reverse and no longer have the diagnosis of hypertension. So it's all in moderation. Like Serge said, controlling what you eat, to take an active part in your life.
And we'll also recommend that you lose weight depending on whether you're obese or overweight, that you make sure that you get your weight under control. Exercise, it's important. It's very important for your health, so keep exercising. So
our call to action, give it a try. Pick 3 days and let us know your starting blood pressure and your experience through it and your end results.
Remember, the first day is the hardest. If you can make it through the first day, and I know that you can make it through all the 3 days.
Yeah.
So that's all for today. So remember to check out our other videos, and especially if you had to watch part 1, go and watch part 1 of high blood pressure. Subscribe to our channel and check the C.E.Y.A.T Foundation.
Yes.
Where?
On Facebook.
And check the League of Extraordinary Dads at www.extraordinarydaddy.com and get a copy of my book while you're there. So see you.
All right. Bye.
Let's cut our watermelon. Let's sing happy birthday to you.
No.
Happy birthday to you. Let's go. Happy birthday to you. Come on.
I'm not singing that song.
Let's go.
Happy birthday to Ezra. Now.
All right, let's go. You got this.
Ready.
Happy birthday to you.
One side. One and down. Watch your hands.
Happy birthday to mommy.
All right.
Happy birthday to
There you go.
come here. Happy birthday to come here. Come on. Happy birthday to you.
Oh,
Yum,
look
yum,
at this. Seriously?
Here, take a bite. Oh, lick it. Here you
Yeah.
go. Good, yummy.
Where's mine?
Okay.